Well, several lawsuits, of course, were filed challenging New York State's Concealed Carry Improvement Act when it went into effect.
A judge today temporarily blocked several parts of that new gun bill. 2 on Your Side's Nate Benson had a legal expert look at the ruling, and he's here to explain the decision. Nate?
Yeah, Scott and Mary Alice, the bill passed by an emergency session of the state legislature, and once it passed, it went into effect September 1st. Immediately after that, the lawsuits started getting filed. After the Supreme Court ruled in June that citizens have the right to carry firearms in public places, Governor Hochul went on the offensive.
The reality is that we're in the middle of a national gun violence crisis. It's claimed the lives of too many Americans, too many New Yorkers.
But the governor's new gun law hit its first judicial roadblock Thursday afternoon when U.S. District Judge Glenn Sotheby ruled that 6 different provisions of the law could be blocked.
Judge Sotheby's decision is not surprising. There was a case before him where he, in dicta, indicated that he felt that the New York State gun law was unconstitutional.
Some of the provisions now completely blocked from enforcement were the requirements for someone seeking a gun permit to meet with a licensing officer for an interview. Also, providing social media accounts during an application has been struck down by the court. Other provisions were partially blocked, meaning parts of the law can be enforced and others can't.
The part about having to prove that you're morally fit was reversed. Now the agency has to find that they're morally fit.
When the law went into effect, it expanded the public places you can't bring a gun, the so-called sensitive locations list. For example, the new law prohibited carrying a gun in Times Square. Thursday's ruling overturned that. As for private property owners, the law established a blanket ban on carrying a gun onto somebody else's private property, unless that property owner, in writing, granted you permission. The court reversed that.
This ruling says that a private premises owners or private property can ban guns, but it's up to them to do it, and there's not a presumption that it's banned.
Attorney John Elmore says that while this may seemingly be a victory for gun rights advocates, there have been changes at the appellate level.
The court's made up different now. The majority has changed. So it'd be interesting to see what happens to this in the Circuit Court of Appeal.
Governor Hochul said she is working with the Attorney General on an appeal. The judge, by the way, ordered that judge's order does not go into effect for 3 more business days. In the Information Center, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.